Yo 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 yo.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday. The weekend is here. Damn it.
That's right. It's hot as hell in this studio. By the way,
it's hot.
I don't know what happened.
Jesus
I'd have worn
Christ.
a t-shirt if I knew it was gonna be like this. Man, you know what happened to me last night?
What?
Or this morning rather? I went to sleep, right? And I had my Invisalign in.
Mm-hmm.
I went to sleep like 10, about 30 minutes past my bedtime. And when I woke up this morning, you know, just habits. You go to like take your Invisalign out, you can brush your teeth and stuff. I ain't had no top Invisalign in. I only had the bottom.
You swallowed.
Man, shut up. Like, I really have no idea what my top Invisalign with. It woke up with just the bottom in and no top. So, whichever one of my extraterrestrial cousins who visited me last night and took my Invisalign, please bring it back.
You swallowed. But let me tell you what happened to me on my way to work this morning. So, you know, I
swallowed.
I park. I park where I park, and you know we have security, police, retired police officers that walk us in. I'm walking in, and then I see a black car with black tints. I see the windows roll down, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, boo, what's your number?"
He said, "Hey, light skin."
Oh, that's what he said. He said, "Hey, light skin."
I heard him.
What's your number? And it was Charlamagne.
I didn't say what's your number.
What'd you say?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I said, "Hey, light skin, let me get your number."
See, flirting with me already. We didn't even get to work, and he flirted with me already. But it made me feel
I thought
good.
it was a sign. When I woke up with just my bottoms in this morning, I was like, "That's a sign."
I felt good, you know.
That's a
I
sign.
did a couple of push-ups this morning, threw some new clothes on, so I was like, okay,
That's
all right,
a sign. When I woke up with just my bottom Invisalign in, I just had the word bottom in my mind. So when I saw you, I was like, "Oh,
there you go."
Oh, okay,
All
makes
right.
sense now.
Okay, all right. It's a Friday. It's freaky Friday. All right. Now we got some special guests joining us this morning.
Who we got?
Tiana Taylor will be stopping through.
Our good sister Tiana Taylor will be here this morning. She got a new movie that hits theaters today. It's called 1001. She killed it at Sundance. She won a bunch of awards at Sundance. They talk about like she might be Oscar worthy for this role.
Correct.
I think it's executive produced by Lena Waithe as well. If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be kicking it with her.
I'm sitting here acting like I don't know that. Like they didn't call us a million times. They took us a million
1,001
times.
times.
They watch this damn movie.
Absolutely.
Before Tiana comes up there.
Sure
watch
did.
this damn movie.
Sure did.
I mean, pressing us.
Like press.
And we watched it.
Yeah, we did. It worked because we watched it. Nina Turner, Senator Nina Turner will be checking in as well.
The good sister Senator Nina Turner will be here. And by the way, I want to note that Nina Turner came yesterday.
Yes.
So it was before the indictment of Donald Trump.
Correct.
Just want to put that out there.
Yes, and comedian Rip Michaels will be stopping through too. He has a huge show, the April Fool's Day comedy show. You know, April 1st is coming up in a couple of days. You seen him on Wild 'N Out and a host of other things. So we're gonna be kicking it with him as well.
Busy show.
Busy show. A lot going on this morning. No guest host today, just Charlamagne and myself holding it down.
We doing it like we do it for TV because we are doing it for TV. Because starting April 17th, you can watch The Breakfast Club every morning on BET and VH1.
Yes, and BET Plus a couple of days later.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get the show cracking. We got front page news up next, and yes, we're going to be talking about Donald Trump. Tesla and Figaro will be joining us, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get into some front page news. We have Tesla and Figaro on the line. Hey, Tez, good morning.
Good morning, Breakfast Club family.
Let's jump right into it. Donald Trump, is he going to jail? What's happening with Donald Trump?
Yeah, let's jump right into it. A New York grand jury voted to indict former President Donald Trump in connection with a hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election. Now, Trump is the first former U.S. president to be charged with a crime. He has, of course, denied any wrongdoing. Now, this story is continuing to develop, so that means things will change. But let's take a listen on how Donald Trump was surprised on yesterday.
They're still digesting the news down at Mar-a-Lago. They really were caught very much by surprise by the fact of this happening. I can't stress that enough. Now will come the delicate arrangements around a surrender, which Trump's lawyer Joe Tacopina said he is going to do willingly. Surrender in any form is not something Donald Trump likes to do, I think, let alone this one. But that is where we are going to go with this next, and that will, I suspect, happen in the coming days. And I think Trump will, try to use the weekend to sway public opinion as much as possible. That's his go-to move, Wolf. It has always been his go-to move. He was trying it with what was essentially an intimidation campaign against Alvin Bragg in the last 2 weeks. It clearly did not work.
Tez, how were they caught by surprise when he told us that he was being arrested a couple weeks ago?
Yes, exactly. How was he caught by surprise? Exactly. He's the one that told us it was happening. But, the story reported as we, you and I was dialoguing about it, that the grand jury was going to take a month out. And so now a month of vacation away from the case. So now that has changed and it just got real.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm gonna be honest. I never believed in this country's ability to hold whiteness on that level accountable, for anything. Yet here we are.
Yeah, here we are. And just for clarity, being indicted versus actually being found guilty and going to jail are three completely different things. So
right.
We're going to have to look at this step by step. Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, had a lot to say about it as well. And he said if it was good enough for him to do the crime and do the time, then he believes Donald Trump should do the same. He was doing a little bit of cap, though, when he was saying, I take no pride in this happening. Come on, knock it off, Michael Cohen. You went on an entire tour to make sure that he got this charge. So we'll just see how it continues to develop, and we'll cover it right here on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, if you commit a crime, you should definitely be held accountable. But I don't know, this doesn't feel big enough to indict a former president.
Nah, it doesn't.
It just doesn't. And then I don't know. I see everybody celebrating. I think y'all dragging it a little. Because these charges, as far as we know, don't seem to be that major.
Strong, no,
right?
Not at all.
Well, like they keep reiterating over and over, crime is still a crime, whether it's small or a big crime. And Cohen pointed that out as well. He said, they didn't get mob bosses on murder; they got them on tax evasion. So, this is, I believe Georgia's still gonna also, indict him as well. So the story's not over. You can still get, he can still be charged at the federal level. He can still be charged in Georgia. So we're gonna see how it falls. But as of now, he has been indicted in New York.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Taz, and we'll see you in about 60 minutes.
Absolutely.
All right. Now get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's Friday. Vent a little bit. All right. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Ray.
Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now here and tell you what it is.
We live?
Hello, who's this?
Hey, B-Man from the Metro.
803, what's happening?
Yes, sir. You know it, man. I got to get at you for two things, Charlamagne.
Talk to me.
Let's do it.
All right, you got to stop saying you look like Morris Chestnut. You look more like Tyrese Gibson. Baby boy.
Wow.
Number two.
Don't disrespect me.
Number
like
two.
That.
Wow.
No disrespect. Number two, y'all need to have a celebrity boxing match. Let Jake Paul promote it. All benefits and proceeds go to charity. And then when the fight is over, y'all can come to the middle of the ring and make amends by rubbing each other's big, black, bald heads.
Who you talking about? Charlamagne and Tyrese?
Yeah, celebrity boxing match. I need to get at it.
I'm going to tell you something. If me and Tyrese ever do a celebrity boxing match, I am not giving that money to charity. I'm giving that money to myself. And I'll donate to some charities like I always do. But I need to get some. If I got to spend that much time with Tyrese, I need to get compensated for it.
Nah, man, you got to get some of that to charity, man. I think you're scared of baby boy. You scared of baby boy. We know you really are. Oh, yeah.
You a one-man musical from the Metro this morning, huh?
He's going.
Okay. Speaking of the Metro, man, make sure y'all watch the Lady Gamecocks play tonight, baby. South Carolina Gamecocks versus the Iowa Hawkeyes, 9 o'clock tonight. NCAA Tournament Final Four, okay?
Hello, who's this?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Good morning. Peace and blessings.
What up, Sean Stone?
Hey, Charlamagne, DJ Envy. How you feeling today?
What's happening?
Good, brother.
Hey, I just want to say congratulations, man. We about to be on BET. Woo! That sounds amazing.
I'm glad you said we,
right?
man. I'm glad you feel that way, brother.
Yeah, me, you, and everybody else, all the listeners.
That's right. I respect that.
Hey, listen. I want to talk about something. Yesterday, you guys gave a girl a shot to announce something on the radio. She was talking about she wanted the guest host.
Yeah, I remember.
Can you count me down?
Count you down.
Go ahead, Charlamagne. Calm me down. I wanna practice because y'all gave her an opportunity. You never gave me an opportunity.
All right, 2-1. 2-1. Go.
All right. Well, let's talk about the G-Unit boss himself, Mr. 50 Cent. In one of his IG posts celebrating the fact that he had signed some major deal with these sports franchises such as the Houston Rockets, Minnesota Timberwolves.
Stop. See, the problem with you doing right now, you sound like a news reporter. You got to have more of a conversational tone. Like how we just talking right now.
Yeah, you switched up on us.
You don't even sound like yourself.
Well, you know what I did, Charlamagne? I've been studying you guys, and I decided to take some notes, so that's why I wrote down some notes, you know.
Who sounds like that?
Nobody.
No, you guys sound very professional. So because I've never done something like that, I figured let me study the great Charlamagne, the great Envy, and just write down some notes and then try my thing on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I'm giving you some pointers. You just need to have a more conversational tone. Just talk. The same way you would pull up in the garbage truck and talk to your folks. That's how you pull up and talk to us. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. So, Charlamagne, let me ask you a question, brother. I just started my own podcast called A Dollar in a Dream. Do you think one day you could give me an interview, sir? No.
I don't know, brother. Maybe. I never say never. What? Nah, I didn't hang up on you, porta potty guy. I mean, Sean Stone. That was Envy.
That was not.
Okay, I would never do that. I don't know.
Get it off your chest. You just laughed at him when he asked you for.
No, because it's just I don't know if people realize how much of a common request that is nowadays for people to be like, "Yo, will you come do my podcast?" And I think that the first thing that you should think about when you ask somebody that is, how does your podcast benefit that person? You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because the reality is, whenever people come to any of these platforms, they're coming to these platforms because it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's beneficial for us to have somebody on, and it's beneficial to them because of the massive audience. So ask yourself, why would this person, how could I benefit them by them being on my podcast? That's just a common question, because that's what we think about, right?
Absolutely. All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
What's up, Envy?
What's up, Trav?
Charlamagne.
What up, sis? How you, my brother?
I'm doing good. Who we got as our guest co-host today?
Nobody today. Just us.
Okay, but you know what? That's perfect, as it should be. So you know what? I wanted to call up and say congratulations on y'all BET placement.
Hey.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. It's not just BET, it's BET and VH1. Every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. starting April 17th.
Okay, look at I should say our BET placement because I'm y'all number one fan, and everybody knows that. If you ask anybody, I'm definitely the number one fan.
I'm really glad.
I feel
I'm really glad the listeners feel like that. I'm glad that y'all feel like y'all part of it. I really
Absolutely
do.
are.
No, man, we definitely are. I put the Breakfast Club on my back. My back hurts. I tell everybody about y'all, and I deserve a check. Charlamagne.
I thought you wasn't a bottom.
I thought you put it on your butt, not your back.
All right, see, look. Here y'all go.
No, I thought you wasn't a bottom. Like, I don't understand. Like,
I'm not a bottom, Charlamagne. But anyway, like I said, I definitely tell every single body about y'all. I've been a number one fan of the Breakfast Club. Always gonna be a fan of y'all, and individually, I'm a fan of y'all, man. Y'all just keep going. I love watching it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
We love you back. Right, hello, who's this?
DJ Envy, Charlamagne in the car. Good morning.
OG Rob.
Hey, listen, man. How's everything, brothers, man?
We blessed, black, and highly favored. How are you?
We good, brother.
Of course. Pretty good. Listen, first and foremost, man, congratulations, man, on that BET power move, brothers.
That's right. Appreciate you, King.
Hey, listen, man, I just want y'all to be blessed, moving the culture forward, man, and I can continue blessings from the man upstairs with what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For sure. But listen, baby, it's bar time, man.
Let's go, OG.
And check it out. I said, listen, they out here moving reckless. Switching sides is a no-no. Off cap, spray down your surface, staining your patio, it's all a go. Pump faking is something that's in now. Loyalty is out of the window for likes on a profile. Used to be tighter than most. Nothing could split them up. Got outsiders running their mouth. Seeming to interrupt what bums do. Thirsty for action or satisfaction. Till that toast get to clapping, nobody's seen what happened. I'm just getting money. Stick to the script, walking light. Then that car minds out with the wife, discussing flight. The part of sacrifice is how you prepare for that next score. Getting low on them like Poppy in the back of the number store. For sure, all is calculated. Murder premeditated. This style reincarnated. 100 proof, we upgraded. Smoke them like loud packs. Double stacks of that gumbo is just for promo. OG.
I got some bars, OG. I got some bars.
Let's go. You know what it is. Let's do it.
Let me clear my throat. When I say big and black, what you think about, Rob? Charlotte probably thinking on your
Wow.
I'm thinking more like a handsome me. And now you can see that ass on VH1 or BET.
Ooh.
That's bars.
Nah. Envy can't rap quite like I can. He just wants a muscle-bound man to put his butt in his hand.
What? What? Bars.
What?
I don't know.
Bars.
I don't know. OG Rob, man, you have a good weekend.
Hey, y'all too, man. You and the family, y'all be safe, man, and I'll holler at y'all.
Yes, sir.
Later.
Man, it's too early in the morning, man.
It's too
for this
early.
nonsense.
Man. It's stupid.
Oh, Lord.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. When we come back, we got to talk to Tekashi 6ix9ine. They caught the 3 guys that beat him up, and we'll tell you all about it. All right, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
This morning show, The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy. I don't know, guys. It's Friday. I have no idea why Envy's dressed the way he's dressed right now. And I don't know why he didn't wait until April 17th to dress like this. If he was going to dress like a... I don't know. What are you? Are you Crocodile Dundee or a cowboy?
I'm a cowboy.
You're a cowboy?
Yes.
Why?
I'm getting ready for my Houston car show after the Memphis one.
Oh, show him the stirrup. Stand up. Show him the fit.
No.
Stand up and show him the fit. If you're going to dress like that, stand up and show him the whole
Every
fit.
time you walk by me when I have this outfit on, you look to see if I got on pants or not.
Are you allowed to be dressed as a cowboy when you're a Giants fan?
Not
think about that one.
I'm not that type of
You know what Giants fans used to call a gay cowboy?
What?
Tony, never mind.
You know what? Let's get to the rumors. Let's go. I hate him, man.
Rumor has it. Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
on the Breakfast Club.
All right, now we're talking Jonathan Majors. Now, Jonathan Majors' lawyer shows text messages from the alleged victim. Now, here's the messages. He's been saying from the start that his client actually did absolutely positively nothing. That they're saying that his client actually called the police to check on the girl and make sure she was okay. Well, this is what the text messages say. Please let them know you're okay when you get this. Please let me know you're okay when you get this. They assure me that you won't be charged. They say they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me and they knew we had a fight. I'm so angry that they did, and I'm sorry you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. I only just got out of the hospital. Just call me when you're out.
What is going on?
I love you. This is the message from the alleged victim. Then she says, they just called again to check on me, and I reiterated how this was not an attack, and they did not have my blessing on any charges being placed. I read the paper. They gave me they talked about strangulation, and I said point blank, this did not occur and should be removed immediately. The judge is definitely going to be told this. She ensured this to me. I know you have the best team and there's nothing to worry about. I just want you to know that I'm doing all that I can on my end. I also said to tell the judge to know that the origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out, and your worry as my partner due to our communication prior. Out of care. She promised all this would be relayed.
He should fire that lawyer, because I don't like to see lawyers moving like Twitter ninjas. Like, what is this, the law firm of Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked? Like, why is the lawyer releasing screenshots to the public?
Exactly.
Like, who you care about, the court of law or the court of public opinion? Like,
I guess both. I guess because public opinion is the reason why they pulled the Army ad. I'm sure it's probably the reason why they're going to pull a bunch of other things until his day is in court.
Who cares about the court of public opinion? Clear that man in the court of law, and that's why you are innocent until proven guilty. But what is the point of releasing those screenshots? I don't understand that in any way, shape, or form. I read that yesterday and was completely confused. There was no context to him whatsoever.
No.
Did the lawyer release a statement with him? That's weird to me, bro.
Very weird.
Some things need to stay old school. And court cases and attorneys and how they move is definitely one of those things that need to stay old school. Because that seemed like some, like I said, like that's like some new school Twitter ninja stuff. Release the screenshots.
I agree.
Why?
Now, 3 men have been arrested in the attack of Tekashi 6ix9ine inside a Florida gym. 3 men were arrested. Rafael Medina, 43, and Anthony Maladano, 25, and Octavius Medina, 23. were all being booked into Palm Beach County Jail on robbery and assault charges.
Oh, they charged him with robbery? What did they take?
They're not saying what he took, but they said it was robbery and assault charges.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know they hit him with a robbery. I don't know what they took.
Now, they're saying his alleged attackers are due to appear in court this Friday, according to WPTV.
Well, they did commit a crime.
Yeah, I mean, they beat him up. That's
and they
definitely
did it on
assault.
camera.
But I wonder, since he's a governmental informant, if there's different charges.
Probably not, because you'd have heard him. You'd have read him just now. You know what I mean? But like, listen, they did commit a crime. You can't act like they didn't commit a crime. And regardless of if you want to applaud what they did or not, they did commit a crime, and they did commit a crime on camera. One of those guys even said, "Hey, turn the camera on. I want to be famous too." So now you got to deal with the consequences of that.
Yeah, and I didn't understand why they did that, because it was their footage that actually came out.
Because they told you. He said he wanted to be famous.
Yeah, but why do that? You want to go to jail too? Yeah, you could be famous, but you want to go to jail? You want to pay a lawyer? You want to go do some time? You want to do community service? That makes no sense.
Yeah, here's the thing. Some people are willing to take those charges when they really want to get you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but not tape it.
You know how when they talk about the school shooters and how those school shooters are just already, they know they're going to die. Like they know they're going to commit suicide. They're going to get killed. That's how some of those guys move too. They like, look, we need to get this dude. We don't care what happens. We're willing to deal with the consequences of going to put hands and feet on this young man.
Jesus.
So they got to deal with those consequences.
Okay. All right. Well,
you think they're going to start a GoFundMe?
Yeah. I think Boosie wanted to start a GoFundMe for them.
So
they're going to need it because they got to pay for lawyers.
They're going to definitely have to pay for lawyers.
Pay for bail.
And bail.
Yeah.
That's right.
They definitely going to need it. Unless they got it already. They might have it. But yeah. And that is your rumor report. Now, when we come back.
I can't believe you're not giving nobody no context to this outfit you're wearing. You're just sitting here. I mean, I understand you don't understand the word context, but still.
I know context.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
But why?
I fought context. Now I'm.
And he won.
Yeah, he won the first match. Or she won. Yeah, I'm gonna get it the second time. No, I tell you, I'm doing a car show in Memphis, May 28th, and shout out to everybody for.
Nobody in Memphis dresses like that.
No, nobody in Memphis dresses like that. But I just want to say shout out to everybody that's got your tickets for Memphis Car Show May 28th. It's Memorial Weekend. Of course, celebrity cars. No, there's gonna be rides and jumpies for the kids. There's gonna be food and all that. So the next city that we're gonna announce after Memphis is Houston. And this is my Houston.
Can you focus? Why can't you focus?
What do you mean?
You're still doing Memphis. Why are you jumping to Houston already?
I'm starting the promo for Houston. I'm just taping it now.
You're very confusing.
No, I'm not. This has nothing to do. It shouldn't even been on air. I was trying to get it off before I got back on air, but I couldn't get the stirrups off. But yeah, I'm just starting to tape and getting ready for Houston.
By the way, nobody in Houston dresses like that either.
Yes,
that
they
is
do.
a stereotypical
the rodeo
Houston
was just
outfit.
there.
You doing what New Yorkers do when they trying to make fun of Southerners. That is a stereotypical Texas outfit you have on. I ain't never seen none of them brothers in no damn
every
stirrups.
New Yorker
and that's
wears
not even a cowboy
Timbs.
hat. That is an Australian Outback hat that you have on. You freaking idiot.
That's all they had online.
You're disrespectful.
That's all they had online.
You're disrespectful.
Everybody in New York don't wear Timberlands. Well, maybe we do. Everybody in New York don't wear Air Force. Well, maybe we do.
That is a lie.
Everybody in New York don't wear Yankee. Yeah,
that is a lie.
For this.
Every stereotype about New York is true, but what you're doing right now is disrespectful to Texas. Just want to throw that out there. You don't even have a cowboy hat on, bro.
This is a cowboy hat.
No, it's not. That is an Australian Outback Crocodile Dundee hat. When I
bought it online, it said cowboy hat.
Damn, you took them stirrups off like you wore them before.
Yo, shut up.
He did. Like, listen, have you ever seen somebody take off a bra? They have the difficulty taking the bra off. Like, whenever my wife asks me to take her bra off, it's difficult for me sometimes, right? Like, really put it on. You took them stirrups off easily just now. That was impressive. Like, you took them off and slammed them on the table? What you and Gail be doing, boy?
Anyway, yes, Houston will be the next city. I'm going to announce it soon.
That's crazy.
And up next, we got front page news. Cedlin Figueroa will be joining us, and we're going to be talking Donald Trump. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Afro Nation, the world's biggest Afro Beats festival, takes place in Miami at Lone Depot Park on May 27th and May 28th with Burna Boy, WizKid, and more. For more information, visit usa.afronation.com. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's time for some front page news. And we got Teslin Figueroa back with us this morning. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, Breakfast Club family.
Are we sending Donald Trump to jail or what?
I don't know. We're going to see. But before we get started, today is the last day of Women's History Month. I want to pay some homage quickly to civil rights leader Fannie Lou Hamer. And so, like everybody else, I'd had stories planned, and then the world changed yesterday afternoon. A New York grand jury voted to indict former President Donald Trump in connection with a hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election. Now, Trump is the first former U.S. president to be charged with a crime. And of course, he has denied any wrongdoing. Now, the story is still developing. That means things will constantly change. Sources say that Donald Trump was surprised by yesterday's indictment. Take a listen.
They're still digesting the news down at Mar-a-Lago. They really were caught very much by surprise by the fact of this happening. I can't stress that enough. Now will come the delicate arrangements around a surrender, which, Trump's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, said he is going to do willingly. Surrender in any form is not something Donald Trump likes to do, I think, let alone this one. But that is where we are going to go with this next, and that will, I suspect, happen in the coming days. And I think Trump will, try to use the weekend to sway public opinion as much as possible. That's his go-to move, Wolf. It has always been his go-to move. He was trying it with what was essentially an intimidation campaign against Alvin Bragg in the last 2 weeks. It clearly did not work.
I mean, there's no way he could be surprised by the indictment. He's the one who told us that he was getting arrested 2 weeks ago.
That is true.
Right. I think he's surprised that he was expecting it to be, obviously last week. And like we heard in the clip, they thought that the jury would be out. And surprise, they were not out. They were in, and they were processing that paperwork. So Michael Cohen, the one-time attorney of former President Donald Trump and key witness in the Manhattan District Attorney's case, said on Thursday that he believes Trump is petrified over his indictment. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
He's seething. And to the world, he wants to again appear to have this thick skin. He's not thick-skinned. He's actually very thin-skinned, and he has a very fragile ego. This is his biggest fear, that he will be mugshotted, and that, he's going to now have an F, a felony, next to his name. These are not things that Donald Trump ever thought in his entire life, nor I, for that matter, that he would ever be confronted with. He's seething because all the advice that they gave now landed him here.
I wonder what all of this means, for the country, in the future of the country. Would this prove nobody is above the law? Does this prove that this country really has checks and balances, or they just have checks and balances for people that they don't like and don't want to run for president?
Yeah, well, you know how I feel about that. Until everyone's held accountable like black folks, just to be honest with you, I don't think this is going to prove that now all of a sudden, America has it together as far as the criminal justice system is concerned. But I do think that they are showing clearly that nobody's above the law in respect to, former President Donald Trump. It's so interesting, though. He started campaigning again last night with an email that he sent out to start fundraising for this. So he's already raised money off of this, and folks say that he will continue, on the campaign trail and continue to try to run for office.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, they told all police officers in New York City, if you're off today or whatever it may be, to come into work today in uniform. So they're expecting some melee today, and they're requesting that all police officers come to work today.
Well, he's not even turning himself in until next week, right, Ted?
That's correct. The indictment remains under seal, so we still, just for clarity, we still do not know, what that indictment looks like. And yes, he is expected to turn himself in early next week. But again, that could change, just like we saw, the story changing over the last 2 weeks. So we'll see what those indictments are. We'll be able to kind of, look and see what the actual charge is and how he turns himself in. I was just so kind of tickled by Michael Cohen, because he was saying, I don't take any pride in this, and I don't like to see this, and that's cap to me. Michael Cohen, knock it off. He literally went on a tour to make sure that Donald Trump was indicted for this, and he made a good point, Charlamagne. He said that if he could go to jail, be charged and go to jail, then so should Donald Trump. And he also made an interesting point when he said that you don't get mob bosses for murder, you get them for tax evasion. So it's those smaller cases that they push in order to get get somebody charged. And I still think Georgia's going to come through with something as well. I'm not sure about the federal charge, but I do think that Georgia will eventually indict him as well.
The Georgia charge should be a federal charge. I don't know why the feds haven't investigated that one and picked it up yet. And I guess for me, I will feel like it's really real and nobody is above the law when the feds actually press charges. You know, when Merrick Garland them, actually press charges.
Well, I think we got to make sure that we look at when somebody's charged and then actually convicted, and then what kind of time would they get. To me, that is the ultimate test to see who is really above the law and who's not. So an indictment is totally different than actually going through with the process. And we even see that even on the police brutality side, Charlamagne, where they can get arrested and get charged and get off or get a slap on the wrist. So as this continues to develop, we'll be right here covering on the Breakfast Club.
Because we still have to remember, innocent until proven guilty.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. For black folks, it's guilty until proven innocent, but whatever.
Hey, for black folks, it's guilty until proven innocent, and even if you prove your innocence, you still guilty.
You still guilty.
In the court of public opinion.
That's right.
Oh, and listen, Taz has her Push the Line initiative. Right, Taz?
Yes, I do. In Houston on June 10th, I kick off my Push the Line, Politics Until Something Happens, nonpartisan political training tour. You remember I came up last year and we talked about it. I had a huge successful training in Atlanta. We had about 300 people attend, and now people want me to take it on the road. So if you want to be a candidate, an operative, which means actually work on a campaign, or an organizer, this is the training for you. You can text Push the Line, all one word, Push the Line, to 66866, or visit TeslinFigaro.com for more information.
That's right. And make sure you subscribe to Teslin's podcast, the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast. And we're going on vacation next week. So, Tez, we'll see you the week after next.
Week after next, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. And that was your front page news. Now, when we come back, Tiana Taylor will be joining us. She has a new flick out called 1001, and we're going to kick it with her when we come back. Harlem will be in the building. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
And he was like, yo, you like literally one of the most sane artists in the industry. Like, how do you do that? And I think for a long time, I just keep a lot of things bottled in, and I'm so busy. I just keep it pushing. That's the hustle in me. Like, yeah, that shit happened, but I got to keep it rock. I got to keep it pushing. And I think that with Inez, I was finally able to let all those years of like whatever, quiet battles I was fighting, dealing with postpartum depression, coming back home to film such a heavy role and having to go to funerals during my lunch breaks. It was crazy. So it was like I had to pour all of that into Inez, and she was that outlet of like, oh my God, I can finally like throw my cape off from being super mom, being super wife, being super director, super artist, you know what I'm saying, and get to just finally have a moment of weakness. You feel what I'm saying? Like, be weak for once and it be considered art.
It's dope because y'all take it back to the 90s era where, I mean, from everything in that movie, from the cars to the clothes to, the music to, I mean, Angie Martinez was on the other station during that, right? She was on the other station. So how was that? And how
she had one slip up though.
What?
You must have been ad-libbing when you said talk to me nice.
Yeah, you did say talk to me nice.
Wasn't nobody saying that in the 90s.
When they were playing baseball, you said talk to me nice.
You know what's crazy? Because only ghetto New York people took the talk to me nice in that way. I ain't even going front.
That's how I took it. Like that.
No, talk to me nice.
Talk to me nice.
But technically, I'm your mother. Talk to me nice.
Nah, B.
Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
So how involved with you with doing some of that? Because I know sometimes you love that era as well.
Yeah, y'all know I'm like obsessed with that era. It's also crazy to look back at it because to have to step into the era now as an adult, not only as an adult, but as a mother is crazy because in 96, I was little Terry's age. I was 6, not understanding or all the way processing what was going on in, the city around me, the world around me, So to kind of like go back and relive some of those moments as an adult, one was pretty cool because, I always wanted to be in that era. I'm always like, this ever don't deserve me. I need to go to the 90s. I should have been like 17, 18 in the 90s. So, it was dope to go back, but it was also emotional because it made you like realize how much of that is now gone. How much of that have been erased, that vibrance, the color, that mom and pop feeling like when you used to walk on a block and everybody, the sprinklers is out, we lost a lot of that to gentrification and different things like that. And it's just and it's just like, to evolve is amazing, of course, but when you want our city and our community to evolve and not have us included and you pushing us out, it's not beneficial. So all the glass, all the gray, less brick. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's cool and all for their aesthetic, but it's like y'all pushing my people out. You feel what I'm saying?
You never wanted to get married on the brownstone in Harlem? Because that when I seen it, I'm like, that is Tiana.
You know what's crazy? It makes sense though. Me and Iman got married in Cleveland, like right in front of our bathroom where we had Junie. That was the closest thing because he was playing for the Cavaliers. So it's like, yeah, you know, we hood. So I could see myself doing that.
And how was he during the time? How was he during the time when you said you were depressed and you wanted to retire and you felt like people didn't appreciate and respect you? Because that's the main support. Yeah, of course, Mom Dukes and your hubby.
Honestly, it was the hardest for my closest, whether it was my mom, my husband, my friends, my pops. It was my pops is reckless. He like me, so he like, man, f that shit. If you don't want to do it, you ain't gotta do that. Yeah, Bo Money. I love that. He's like, Team Tiana, like, I'm riding with you. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he's gonna always give me his honest opinion.
That's Daz, though.
Exactly. But you need that balance. You need that one that's like, yeah, all right, well, cool. We out. You know, and then you got Mom and my husband where they're literally my biggest fans. So to them, I'm like the greatest person in the world. So they can't really see, and they hear me. Don't get me wrong. I cry in their arms, like they're there 100%. But they want me to, like, you know, keep pushing. But the great thing about it is that support is going to always be there. And like I said, you need that balance, and nobody's going to ever really see what you see or feel, you know, what you feel. So like when I came out and retired, like I locked myself in a room. Like nobody even knew I was doing it. But I had hinted toward it, like, yo, I think I'm ready, da-da-da. And it was kind of like, no, Tiana, you too fire for all that. And then one day I'm like, you know what? I got to do what I got to do. And I walked into a room and I went live, and all my family watching from a different room and didn't even know that I was going live to do it. But it was something that I needed to do for me. You know, like I didn't need any other outside noise, even from the closest people to me. I didn't need that. I needed to go and like follow my heart, you know, and follow what I felt like my higher path was, which wound up being one of the best decisions in my life. Because, you know, for a minute, everything was like, the music was the end all be all. But like, nah, this got to hold off. Because like when this album drop, you know how that music go. And it kind of takes up a lot of your world, you know. And I was ready to do other things that I love, that I felt like had been put on the back burner, you know. And I feel like I was ready for this moment. I had done a lot of movies already, but it was always like dance movies, or like I was the sexy girl, I was the hot girl. And it was like, nah, like I'm ready to evolve. I'm ready to really bask, you know, in my true journey.
All right, we got more with Tiana Taylor. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking in with Tiana Taylor. Now, you said underappreciated, right?
Yeah.
Who made you feel that way, right? Because if you look at the music, your fans supported you, right? All your shows were sold out. I mean, you had a good time on shows, and you have so many people that come support you. So what made you feel underappreciated? Like what accolades? Because you were sold out, people loved you. Nobody ever came. Everybody said that your music was trash. They loved your music. So what was it?
But like, just imagine if all of that was happening with nothing. Imagine all of that with the proper push, proper promo, proper machine, doing what they have to do for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been, it's like I was just signed to a regular label. I've been in positions and around people that could really make shit go. You know what I'm saying? And we've even spoken about it, like, you know, that time me as an artist deserved way more.
Absolutely.
You know, the sold out shows was the hard work that I put in, and I feel like it was almost like that core fan base that just kind of always stayed with me. But it is hurtful to hear, like, yo, like, I just wish she had a better, I just wish, you know, she had a bigger push. Like, you know, it's a lot of different things. I remember when I put out Gonna Love Me damn near independently, I called Charlamagne. I'm like, yo, I got this remix with Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
We dropping this shit.
And what do we do?
What we doing? Exactly. And at that point, I couldn't even really get cleared for a video budget, you know. And I remember when we put that out, they wound up clearing me for a little video budget. It was something small, but like that one small yes, though, which I'm still grateful for, because that one small yes opened up the door for bigger budgets. And when it was time to do my other videos, and that's when I really got into my directing heavy, because I knew that I was able to, you know, tell a story.
It's crazy though, because there's probably artists who might have went platinum, double platinum, whatever, but they don't get the respect you deserve. Like people don't look at them and be like, "Oh, that's a talented."
Yeah,
person.
but it was also from peers too. You got to understand one thing y'all know about Tiana, and this is why I see so much of myself in Inez is Tiana shows up for everybody. Everybody, whether it's through radio,
that's real.
You know, other singers, rappers, whether I'm doing people's video, I'm styling people, I'm creative directing, like I show up for everybody. In the midst of still trying to be an artist myself, which is hard to do. A lot of people feel like, nah, it's either me or it's either them. And you know, I've been very selfless within my career. And you know, a lot of me showing up just wasn't being reciprocated. So that was the part of feeling unappreciated, you know what I'm saying? And you know, just feeling like, damn, it could be more. Like I'm literally doing everything for everybody. I'm being sucked dry of my creativity. And when I need some watering, you know, it ain't no more water left in the bottle, or it's quiet, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody need everything from me, and I do it.
How much did you drain of yourself though?
A lot. My cup was empty. By the time I finally got on live and said I'm going to retire, I was empty. I was empty. And I remember really just asking God, like, okay, what is my higher purpose? Like, what do you want me to do? What is my job so I can get that done? You know? And I realized, because I've always been a helpful person since I was 15, I've been choreographing, creative directing, styling, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, for me, I have a real love of helping other artists and helping develop other artists. I think that's why I was hurtful, like when you see a lot of people that you work with not really reciprocate the love. I seen more love after I retired than I did before I retired.
She's not a threat no more. She's gone.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, you was such an inspiration, da-da-da. And this is like, baby, but where was that when I asked you to get on this record? Or where was this when I, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was just, you know, but me, you know, I keep it graceful. Like it's no reason to be upset about things that you cannot control. You got to keep it pushing. And that's what I did. I made myself a Glade plug-in. Like, why only be plugged in the bathroom? Yeah, I'm a Glade plug-in. Why only be plugged in the bathroom when I could smell the fruits of my labor all throughout the house? Yeah, plugged in. Anywhere you see a socket, I'm plugged. That's it. You feel me? But that's when you could just smell. You start smelling your own roses, and you ain't gotta look for anybody else to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I am. You know where I am now, and I was able to pour all of those no's, all of the pain, all of the hurt into this one yes. And I knew that I had a point to prove, and I knew that I was willing to do the work.
How nerve-wracking was shooting this movie, because you don't have a part in the movie. The movie is all about you. So it's so many different emotions. How nervous did you get with filming that, and how long did it take to prepare?
Oh my God. Honestly, me and AV, the writer and director, we did a lot of layering with Inez, and we color coordinated her layers. So like pink was for vulnerability. And blue may have been for her inner child, and I'm sorry, blue may have been for her being cold. Green may have been for her inner child, and red may have been for her anger. So by the time we got done workshopping, I had a rainbow script, you know, so I was able to know what emotion to jump in. It was a perfect shorthand for us to kind of like, okay, we on set, and this scene, you may be blue and pink today. So then you see the scene with the cup of noodles, how I'm able to laugh but like cry at the same time.
That was some good ass acting.
No, for real, like bro,
you
that
had the noodles
layer,
hanging out your mouth.
for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy because I want to say I shot that scene coming straight from my lunch break, but during my lunch break I had just attended a funeral. Damn. So I wasn't nervous. Remember I told you earlier, Inez was my outlet. She was my therapy. You know, and I know you're big on mental health and different things like that. So, you know, I was using Inez to cry out loud because I knew that once AV yelled cut, get home at the end of the day and really throw that cape back on. The same thing that Batman do when he go home, he take his cape off, he may be bruised up.
You know, when you say that, when I hear that, I'll be like, man, what I want to do is, how do we help black women not always have to put the cape on?
Exactly.
Like, if you don't want to put the cape on.
And I mentioned that earlier, like we're strong, and 99% of the time it is not by choice. So yeah, it may look at her, yeah, she's a strong black woman. That's why I said to be Inez and to be weak for 12 hours was the most amazing feeling. When I say weak, I don't mean like literally weak, but just to have a moment of weakness, to just be able to exhale.
Wow.
You know, like that is a lot, because we are forced to be strong until it's against. We're forced to be strong for others until it's time to be strong for ourselves. And that's why I could connect with Inez. It wasn't a bit of nervousness. in my heart to play Inez because I knew I had a story to tell through Inez, and Inez had a story to tell through me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was in her skin. We were like two souls in one body.
What was the most difficult part of that movie, if there was any? You know,
wasn't eating them noodles. I'll tell you that much.
We've seen so much.
You was hungry when you ate them noodles.
We seen you doing the hair.
Yo.
We seen
and
you
that was hella
screaming,
acting too, because them noodles was cold.
For real?
Yeah, but they looked like they was hot. Yeah.
What was the most difficult part, if any?
The most difficult part was, I think, raising my 3 sons. And, you know, acting out the different layers of Inez, because we don't shoot in order. So like one day I'm 22-year-old vibrant Inez, thick ass accent. You know, next day I'm 34-year-old Inez, barely got a voice. But it was really eye-opening to see what a single mother go through, because being a mom is the biggest job. Even with the partner, even with the husband, it's the biggest job. Especially women with girls, you know, it's harder because they're mommy girls and they want to do what mommy's doing. You know, it's a bigger job. It's the biggest job. I don't care what nobody says. It's the biggest job.
All right, well, don't move. We got more with Tiana Taylor when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking in with Tiana Taylor. Charlamagne?
When you in the movie, there's a point where she has to let her son go, right?
Yeah.
Did that make you think about, you know, at some point you're gonna have to let your daughters go and figure it out?
I think about that often. And Junie's only 7 and Rue's only 3, and I'm just like,
I'm with you.
Right? Yeah, I'm like, I don't like that. That's why I'm like trying to give them that independence to be able to express themselves, that freedom. You know, because kids need that too, and people think because they're kids they're not allowed to express themselves and have feelings, and I want them to, because when you do get older, I want you to feel like you don't gotta leave me.
Oh, that's how I feel.
I didn't tell mommy anything. You know, shoot.
You can stay here for as long as you want.
As long as you want. Ain't no rush.
I was gonna ask you, there was one part where you pushed your friend's moms.
Yeah.
She should have beat you up though. She definitely, you talk to her mom like that?
Definitely should not have pushed her. I wouldn't have done nothing like that. However, you are not going to call me a streetwalker. I think it was really hurtful.
You was in her house.
Trying to do right. I literally came in from finding work, and you down my throat. I remember I was crying at first. I'm like, yo, can you at least acknowledge me? Trying to have that moment of vulnerability. Yeah. This is the point. This is the problem now. We're too forced into having to go into survival mode.
I agree.
Because she was vulnerable before she went into survival mode. And it was, once again, it was not the right decision at all. It wasn't the right thing to do. But her head just wasn't in that space. She was in survival mode. She had never been loved. She never had a mom. She never been seen. She don't know. Now people say act like you ain't got no damn home training. She literally don't. She has no home to train in.
Right. But that's what I say, you shouldn't judge people based off what they do in survival mode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was gonna ask, so are you doing reality TV? That's done? Because I know one time your family was on reality TV and we got to see it inside.
Twice. Yeah. With VH1 and E. I'm thinking about it, but this time if I do it, it's gonna be on my own.
You gonna EP it?
Yeah, my own network. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's just, we busy in real life. Majority of the times, people don't even see me anymore together. Like, he's literally in Chicago doing the show. I'm literally out here doing the press run. Like, we are, like, literally, fame aside, we are that family that's literally a working family, including Junior. You see, she got billboards. Like, we're literally a working family, you know? So it's like, for reality TV, even though they say it's your reality, and I loved working with both VH1 and E, and they loved us, you know, and I appreciate their support. Even to this day, they always showing love. But even within reality, it's still not really a reality if it's a certain type schedule, you know? And due to COVID made it hard too. Like, they can't just come on my movie set, you know what I'm saying? They can't just come on the set of The Chi. Like, it was really tough. So it's almost like we were in a relationship with them. It's like, well, when y'all gonna make time for us? You know, and it's just like, we got to do the things that make y'all love us to want to be able to follow our life. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, we got a family to raise. So I think it was just like a clash in scheduling. And honestly, with working with I want to really make sure I got the space and opportunity to really give them that. Like, I feel like we wasn't able to, like, give them all of us, you know, even just the bare minimum. We weren't able to, like, give them. Look how many people love the show. Imagine they would have had 100% of the Shumpers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just like, we were just extremely busy. We were never in the same place. So even that cost a lot of money to send a camera crew with Iman, send a camera crew with me, then send a camera crew with my mom when she got to take Junie to her jobs because I got to work over here. Like, that shit is a lot. And doing it through COVID was the craziest. So it's like, I loved it though.
I don't want to see you do reality TV. I want to see Tiana Taylor in front of the camera, and I want to see her with big budgets shooting.
And that's why we have to make executive decisions. And you see, that's what I'm doing. And right now, once again, just like music, just putting certain things on a standstill. And I look at all these different things like college, It'll always be there for you when you're ready, no matter what age. I can make a beautiful song at 60. You know what I'm saying? I can make a reality. I can come back at any time. But right now, I want to focus on where I'm loved, where I'm appreciated, where I'm seen, and where I'm heard. And I feel like mentally, emotionally, I was really heard through this movie. So to honestly get all the support and love from this is amazing.
What does success look like for you when it comes to 1001?
It looked like this. For me, I don't require a lot. I think the awards and being rewarded is amazing, but the biggest reward is the prayers that are answered, the blessings, to be able to go from a lot of no's to one little yes that would change your world is enough for me, So like the Oscar buzz, and if there is an Oscar nomination in the future or any award nomination in the future, I'm grateful for that. And of course we want to, manifest it and claim it, but like, that's not really like my headspace. My headspace is that I was able to, one, get this therapy, very much needed therapy, very much needed healing, and being able to really show what I can do. And now they're no longer hitting the snooze button. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's woke, and I love that.
I know you got to go, but just got to ask, White Man Can't Jump.
Yes.
What's your part in there?
I am Sinqua's wife. I'm the lead's wife. Roundaway girl, just
You don't play no ball because we seen how you almost did Justin Bieber in that celebrity basketball game.
Yeah, no, I'm not playing no ball, and I'm doing hair out of my house, like real, just like day one, down ass wife, just raising our son, trying to get it popping. So I'm even excited about that because it's like three different roles. I have another movie coming out too.
They're not gonna have you doing hair in every movie either.
That was a Kawinky ding. That was a Kawinky ding, yeah. But it's really cute because it's two different characters. You know what I'm saying? But it's three movies. It's 1001, White Man Can't Jump, and The Book of Clarence, which is a biblical film. September 22nd.
You're not doing hair in that one.
No, I'm not doing hair. But
if you're doing hair in a biblical movie, that's crazy.
It's a rap. Like, hey, yo, Jesus, come here, let me get those edges. It's like, that's crazy. It's like a biblical movie for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think it's really dope because look at that timing. Like, I shot all three of these movies in different times, and they all coming out in the same year. 1001 Friday, White Man Can't Jump May 19th, Book of Clarence September 22nd. So not only am I doing what I love, but I'm showing range now. Like, it's really like you cannot go back to sleep. It's no sleep.
Gotcha.
Last question.
Be prepared to be tired.
After you started doing the therapy and got the healing, is that when everything started to open up? Like even career-wise?
Well, that's hard to say because I never had real therapy. My therapy was through Inez.
She stepped through this character.
Yes, so I had 12 hours of therapy for 6 weeks.
He don't be listening.
Yeah, he don't. It's okay.
What you mean?
He be listening. He's just intuitive. He just want to more in depth. I had started my healing journey when I decided to retire. That's what I'm saying. Like, you see, I retired with grace. I wasn't upset. I wasn't angry. I wasn't mad at anyone. Like, you know me, I be chilling. I just needed to get that out. So it wouldn't be like, oh, why she not putting out music? Why she not I'm gonna let y'all know what it is. So when I am doing everything else in this world, you know what it's for. You know what that fight is for. You know what I'm saying? You know what that extra push is for, that extra grind. Like, that's just me. So it's like, I had already started my process. And the moment I decided to keep that door cracked and allow myself to continue to open doors until I found a master key, that was my healing, knowing that every single door on this floor is for me. I just gotta find the key to open it. And I started finding the master key to put into the master lock to unlock it.
Are you unretired? You gonna start doing music again, or we not there yet?
Well, baby, let me get my Oscar first. I might get an Oscar before a Grammy. All right.
Yo, Tiana Taylor at the Oscars with Tim's on. Oh, I'd love to see that.
Right?
Oh my God.
With the suit, with some Timbs, some Butters. It's up.
Let's put that in the atmosphere. Yeah. Even though we don't need those awards for validation,
right. Exactly.
I would like to see that.
Yes.
All right.
Well, hopefully we go to EGOT status. Like, maybe it might take me to get the Oscar to be like, let me do this album so I can go and get this Grammy. You know what I'm saying?
God's plan is the best plan. You never know how it's going to unfold.
Hello.
All right.
Trust in him.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. The new movie 1001.
Yes.
Make sure you go see it. And thank you, Tiana, for joining us.
Out right now.
Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Shout out to Tiana Taylor for joining us this morning.
Make sure you go see Tiana Taylor's new film, man, 1001. It's in theaters today.
That's right.
Yeah, go support our good sister Tiana Taylor, man.
All right, now we are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's go.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it. Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Right. On the Breakfast Club.
Now, Charlamagne, let me ask you a question. What's the definition of a mass shooting? Because I was confused yesterday, and I'll tell you why.
I thought the definition of a mass shooting is when you shoot multiple people.
Right, so yesterday they said there was a mass shooting in Memphis. 2 people killed, 5 people wounded in a shooting at a restaurant in Memphis.
That's definitely a mass shooting.
Even though it was...
You said 2 people killed, 5 wounded, so that means 7 people got shot. Yes, that's definitely a mass shooting.
Okay, because when I think of mass shooting, I don't think of shootings when it was like me and you beefing and we shooting at each other. I don't think of that as a mass shooting.
No,
I think a mass shooting is when somebody goes
targets
into
a bunch of
crowd and just targets random people. I consider that a mass shooting.
I guess that would be considered an unintentional mass shooting.
I don't know. So when they say that mass shootings are up and there's so many mass shootings, everything is put into that quote unquote mass shooting pot.
I mean, that is definitely a mass shooting if 7 people get shot, whether you meant to shoot those 7 people or not.
All right. Well, an altercation happened at a restaurant in Memphis, and the restaurant they're saying was owned by Yo Gotti. It's owned by Yo Gotti. It's a Privé restaurant. Cops arrived to find 2 men suffering from serious gunshot wounds. One was pronounced dead at the scene, while the other died at the local hospital. Now, there is video, which is very sad. You can see that 2 men got into it looks like an altercation or argument and a fight inside the restaurant. It seems like they were thrown out, and then the fight continued on outside, and you see gunshots erupting and people shooting and people running and people scattering.
That's why I don't want to be around.
It was pretty crazy.
Damn body. I don't want to be in no vicinity where it's a large amount of people. But a mass shooting, the textbook definition, a mass shooting is a crime in which an attacker kills or injures multiple individuals simultaneously using a firearm. So yes, that is definitely a mass shooting.
Yeah, so definitely rest in peace and condolences to anybody, if you lost your family member or friend or whatever it may be. But very, very sad out in Memphis, Tennessee.
And where can we find some Infinity Stones just so we can snap away all the guns? If we could just snap away all the guns across the globe in all universes, just... That's what I would use Infinity Stones for. But I wouldn't destroy my Infinity Stones after that though. But that's one thing you would do with it.
Yes, okay,
absolutely.
Now on Thursday, Lotto dropped the episode of her new 777 radio show. It was featuring Chloe Bailey, and she talks about her insecurities because of social media.
So because we're constantly in our heads, we're like, okay, well, how can I fix this? How can I make that okay? So all of our insecurities get heightened because even things we weren't insecure about, people will poke on.
Yeah.
And
like me looking old.
You don't look old. That's crazy.
So now my whole thing is, I'm going to say this without saying no names, but I'd be like, Key, I look like old white woman.
I can't, but that's the things that been going through our head.
It is, and it's all because of social media, though.
Yes.
It really is. Like, I can't say all. Yeah. It just, like you said, heightens your insecurity.
And makes up new ones.
It makes up new ones. Because I never thought I looked old until I read it on your net. And I just think I look like old white woman.
I can promise you don't look old.
I don't think Chloe Bailey looks old. I don't think Lotto looks old.
Neither one of them look old. When the hell did Lotto get a radio show?
You don't listen, huh? You don't listen to this rumor report, huh? When I'm telling you the rumors, you don't listen. I tell you about Lotto getting her own show on Apple.
I must not have paid no attention. She got a radio show?
Yes. It's called 777.
We got to do an album, man. Being that we are bad chicks,
yes,
you know what I'm saying, bad bees, we need to put out a rap album.
Why, since rappers are doing this, we should do their thing?
That's right. Yes.
What would our rap name be? Ebony and Ivory?
No, that's lame. Because you're not Ivory. You beige.
Bert and Ernie?
No, it's taken. I got some ideas. I want to be like the City Girls, though.
Yo, shut up,
I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? I like that. CTG and Young New York.
Young New York and CTG. Yeah, I like that.
CTG and
Young New York.
You know what I'm saying?
City Boys. Okay. Ooh. All right. Hey, any labels out there, sign us. Now, they also talk about rumors that she was dating Quavo, and I mean Chloe Bailey. I never heard this rumor, though.
T was that.
What's the T?
That you was talking to Quavo.
Uh-oh. Well, we doing a movie together.
But they were saying that y'all was hanging outside the movie.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Why the hell would you say that?
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, working.
Yes.
Working.
Working. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's nice.
I mean, he got dreads.
Yeah,
You
I
like
like his
dreads?
locks. I like his locks.
Yeah.
You do rumor report and you never heard that one?
I didn't hear
Me
that
neither. I ain't never heard that
I never
one.
heard that one. I don't know where that came from. I guess they're working.
Lotto got some inside information. Lotto knows something that people don't know.
That we don't know.
Lotto saw something.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard that.
Also, Quavo released a new record today, and in this new record, people believe he's taking shots at Drake. We're going to play that record in a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
That's random.
It seems very random, but, that's what the internet is saying. But that is your rumor report. Now, who you giving that donkey to, man?
Man, let's talk nothing all over the world, man. We'll discuss 4 after the hour.
What? It's freaky.
It is Freaky Friday. No, now is the time to do it.
Oh, my goodness.
It's definitely Freaky Friday with this one.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Check out the new movie Spinning Gold, the true story behind Casablanca Records, the most successful independent record label ever that gave us artists like Gladys Knight, Bill Withers, and Kiss. It's the greatest story never told with an unbelievable soundtrack. See it in theaters, Spinning Gold, March 31st.
Donkey of the day, yeah, you dumb ass. You get donkey of the day, yeah, you dumb ass.
You are a donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day. Donkey of the Day, huh? I'm gonna fatten all that shit around your eyes.
They want this man to throw them blows, man. They waiting for Charlamagne to tap these gloves. Let's go.
They had to make a judgment of who was going to be on the Donkey of the Day. They chose you.
Yes. The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Well, Donkey of the Day for Friday, March 31st. Freaky Friday goes to a Dutch musician named Jonathan Jacob Meijer. Now, what does this have to do with Freaky Friday? Well, Jonathan has donated sperm to at least 13 clinics, 11 in the Netherlands, where he was blacklisted in 2017 for fathering 102 children.
Jesus.
That is a lot of baby batter. I mean, just unlimited clam sauce everywhere. Would you like a little gentleman's relish with that poom poom pastry? Of course you would. That's why you're here. Let's go to Vice News for the report, please.
A prolific Dutch sperm donor alleged to have fathered hundreds of children is being taken to court to stop him from conceiving any more. The civil suit against Jonathan Jacob Meijer, a 41-year-old musician from The Hague who now lives in Kenya, has been launched by the DonorKind Foundation, a Dutch organization which supports donor children, and a mother who gave birth to a child conceived using his sperm. They're asking the court to take action to crack down on Meijer's excessive donation, which is in breach of existing rules in the Netherlands and many other countries. Thijs van der Meer, chair of the DonorKind Foundation, said in a statement that Meijer was believed to have fathered at least 550 children, using at least 13 clinics around the world, and using donation sites and social media to approach people wishing to conceive.
She called him a prolific Dutch sperm donor. That sounds way too dignified. Listen to me. This week is all about accountability, okay? Trump was indicted, which is a great thing because it shows nobody is above the law. Innocent until proven guilty, of course, but it still shows there's some checks and balances, so the same rules apply to Jonathan. Now, Jonathan didn't commit a crime, but he is being sued for allegedly increasing the risk of accidental incest. See, under Dutch guidelines, donors are not allowed to father more than 25 children or impregnate more than 12 women to prevent inbreeding, incest, or psychological problems for kids who find out they have a great number of siblings. Basically, you can't just be out here sharing all that nizzle drizzle because you might end up slipping on some nut butter and falling into your sister's vagina. I don't know how any of that works, y'all. Okay, I have never in my life even considered the fact that if you are a person who fathers a whole bunch of kids, whether through, donating penis marmalade or having kids the good old-fashioned Nick Cannon way, if you're doing it all over the globe, the odds are high, or at least high by lottery standards, that it's a 1 in a 292 million Powerball type of chance that you could end up banging your sibling. Now, the reason he's getting sued is because the group alleges he has lied about the number of children he has fathered, okay? You heard the chairman of DonorKind. He also said we are taking action against this man because the government is doing nothing, okay? He has global reach via the internet, and he does business with a large amount of international sperm banks. Sidebar, what does a country do when a sperm bank needs a bailout? Think about it and get back to me. But the lawsuit was brought on by a woman who gave birth to one of his kids in 2018. She said that if I had known he had already fathered more than 100 children, I would have never chosen this donor. Now, I know nothing about donating sperm, okay? I have only shared my penis colada with one woman. That is my wife. But ladies, I'm just asking, okay? Feel free to let me know in the comments on social media. When you go to a sperm bank, does it matter how many kids the prick liquid has created? Huh? This woman says, when I think about the consequences this could have for my child, I get sick to my stomach. Going to court is the only way to protect my child. The reason this man, Jonathan, is getting sued is because women pleaded with him to stop donating the daddy sauce. Okay, now the foundation wants to ask the court to order Jonathan to stop donating and to have all his stored sperm destroyed unless it is reserved for a woman who has already given birth to one of his children. How do you destroy sperm? Envy, you thirsty? Now, there's an Australian couple who paid over $6,500 for Jonathan's high fructose corn syrup, and Jonathan did this under the name Rudd. Women are upset because he just won't stop, and women don't want to tell their child they have hundreds of siblings. Now, Jonathan wrote a letter to the sperm bank. He said, Dear JP Morgan Spank, I want to help people realize their dreams of having kids. I like to see that there are children of mine all over the world. This is extremely selfish and irresponsible. Okay, if you are a person who goes to a sperm bank to get some Pearl Jam and you want your donor to be in the child's life, how could you possibly be a father to hundreds of children, Jonathan? Not to mention, you're probably about to lose millions of dollars that you don't have in lawsuits for no reason other than you can't stop spreading population pace all over the globe for no reason other than your own ego. Please give Jonathan Jacob Major the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
I hope he loses it all. I really do. I hope he has to pay $1 for every sperm that comes out when he ejaculates. Do you know that normally it's about 100 million sperm per ejaculation? You know that? So think about that. Imagine if the judge charges him $1 for every sperm that comes out during ejaculation.
That's pretty nasty. On a Freaky Friday.
Oh, that's why I did it on Freaky Friday.
I figured that.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Quick question.
You didn't answer the question, though.
What happened to your Invisalign?
I don't know. I really don't know what happened to my Invisalign last night. I went to sleep last night with the top and bottom of my Invisalign, and I woke up this morning with just the bottom.
Drop a bomb for Charlamagne. Boy, you mean.
I just want you to, you're giving them ammunition by saying things like this. I just want you to know that.
Yes, okay.
But I don't know where the top of my Invisalign is, but I have a sneaky suspicion one of my extraterrestrial cousins came and he took my top Invisalign. And I would just ask for them to give it back. They've collected enough DNA and hair samples and stuff from me over the years.
Now, you'll find it later, though. No, because whatever you swallow, it comes out the...
I didn't swallow my damn Invisalign. It was on my teeth.
All right. Okay.
I don't like how you said that. You'll find it later.
You'll find it later.
I don't even like what you was implying just now.
All right.
Don't think about my butt, son.
I'm not.
Okay?
Good morning, Donnell. Good morning, Donnell. All right, when we come back, woosah. Clear your minds. Let's get serious.
That's
Let's
right.
get serious.
Act like you got some damn sense.
Right.
Okay?
Let's get serious.
Senator Nina Turner's coming.
That's right.
In there, okay?
Senator Nina Turner will be joining us.
A voice of reason. We need to hear from Nina Turner this week. All right?
We're going to talk to her when we come back. And also, Rip Michaels will be joining us this morning as well. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Any common sense gun reform, but I also gave it to President Biden because it really pissed me off to see him say there's nothing I can do without Congress. I just have to plead to them. And we know that's the case, but damn, can't you call out some names? Talk about some of these senators that are getting money from the gun lobbyists, these senators that are, their campaigns directly benefited from the NRA. That's all you got is I can't do nothing but plead to them?
Yeah, I mean, to have the most powerful person in the world say they can't do anything, then the people in the hoods where they misunderstood, whether it's rural hoods, urban hoods, suburban hoods, what about them? I mean, I have higher expectations of the two toddlers in my life than we do of elected officials, particularly the President of the United States of America has the largest bully pulpit in the world. Gas up the jet and let these fools know I'm coming to Tennessee. Gas up the jet in places where there are gun violence and let folks know I'm coming there. It is unacceptable, Charlamagne and DJ, to have the President of the United States of America, and quite frankly, any member of Congress to say that they're powerless, there's always something you can do, even if it's using the bully pulpit or letting folks know, I'm not leaving this place. I would be calling in all those manufacturers and let them know, ain't nobody leaving this place until we find a solution. Because guess what? I'm ready to die on this hill. And I don't mean physically die, but hey, I'm the President of the United States of America. I don't give a damn if I get another term. But what's about to happen is some true action and real common sense gun reform in the United States of America, because it is immoral to allow babies to die at the rates that they're dying in these schools.
And what are your thoughts? What do you think can slow some of it down, right? We've had so many mass shootings in this year alone. We talk about, it's funny, when I heard Mexico say, America said, don't go to Mexico, it's dangerous. And then Mexico's president says, I think America's a little more dangerous. A little more dangerous. So when you talk about all these shootings, these mass shootings, and these guns using these high-powered rifle, and these people being able to purchase guns and not getting any type of mental checks or really any type of background checks, then you look at what Bill Clinton did in 2004, where they banned AR-15s for 10 years or whatever it may be. So what do you think can happen? What do you think can be done realistically?
Man, it's a combination of those things. We as a nation need to reevaluate the worshiping of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is not God. It is not an absolute right. And there is no way that the framers of this country could have even imagined the type of firepower that we have today. It is called taking action for the 21st century. And it's a matter of morality here. And you're going to continue to let the NRA run this nation. Is this the United States of the NRA, or is this the United States of America? So first of all, we need some people with some balls to stand up against this lobby and to push legislation through. But that's in state houses too. We're losing ground in a lot of state houses as well. And so we need governors, we need members of General Assembly, but in particular, we need the level of government that has the biggest stick, and that is the United States of America. And then we as everyday citizens have a role to play as well. It is not just on the elected officials, it is on us. These mass shootings are a reflection of us. And Charlamagne, I know I'm going into your lane. You talk a lot about mental health challenges. Now, not everybody, because I'm sick and tired of people saying this person got a mental health challenge. They labeling everybody with really diagnosed mental health. Everybody that's diagnosed with a mental health challenge is not going out there being violent. But do we as a country have a mental health problem? See, that's the problem. America has a mental health problem. And anytime you let a small lobby like the NRA control whether or not we're going to have common sense gun reform, then that tells us that there's something wrong with us. So in summation, it is a combination of both laws, but also the spirit of America. Who do we want to be? And is it okay for us to have our babies dying, either at mass shootings that happen in schools or other public places, and also what is happening in some of our communities?
I love how you said, who do we want to be? Because I hate when people say things like, this isn't who we are.
Oh, it's who we are.
Exactly.
Exactly who we are.
Now, what do you think about, Charlamagne and myself, we were talking the other day and with Teslin Figueroa, talking about teachers possibly having firearms, or, police officers around schools more, or I even said maybe parents got to take a shift where they don't have to necessarily have guns, but just somebody that can call 911 pretty fast, And I don't think that if you're a parent, you're going to look out for them kids a little more, because your kids are one of those kids, Sure. And I commend those cops, because the way those cops ran in that building with no armor on, no helmets on, no face mask on. I mean, they didn't have no body on, but they were like, we're gonna go get this killer. So what are your thoughts on some of those things that people have been talking about the last couple of days?
I mean, we going back to the Wild Wild West? You want to arm teachers instead of getting to the root of the problem? You can arm every teacher in America. That's not going to get it at the root of the problem, because if somebody is really determined to be a mass shooter, they ready to die.
That's right.
On that day, I'm ready to die, because I know that the chances that I may die are very high, and I'm just going in to do this. Again, you can't solve the gun problem with more guns. We got more guns than any other nation per person in this country. So it is, I mean, and parents are already armed. I know a lot of armed parents, but that is not necessarily the solution. The solution is getting at the root of the problem, is mental health. And I'm not talking about diagnosed people, but we have a mental health problem in this country, an addiction to guns. That's number one. Number two, we need other types of services that wrap around a community to try to prevent this from happening. The goal is prevention. The goal is not to have people to act when it's happening. Now, DJ, I love the idea of having parent patrols. In the city of Cleveland, there was a councilwoman. She's no longer here on this plane of existence. She's in the ancestral plane, but her name is Fannie M. Lewis. And she had a program where she funded parent patrols in and around schools. Now, they weren't armed, but it was just the very nature of their presence. So could there be a beautiful thing in helping a community and funding, paying people to be out there? And they don't have to physically be a parent, like biologically be a parent, but people in the community, particularly men, because we need some more man energy. I don't give a damn what nobody else got to say. And I'm every woman. And I'm fine with saying that we need some more man energy, because I know some of them folks out there don't believe in that. But we need some more man energy out there, and especially in black communities, to see black men out there around schools. In some cases, too many of our households in the black community are run by women because, you know, certain things are popping off. I get it. But to love and embrace a community, there's an African proverb that says it takes a village, and let the village come together. And women too. I'm not saying we don't need women, but so many children don't even have the presence of a real strong, loving man in their lives. They don't see male teachers, because teaching is not necessarily a profession that men gravitate to, because the pay too damn low. While we at it, let's go on and increase the pay of teachers, the people that mold minds. But that parent patrol is an excellent idea. It has been done before, and we should do it again. The goal is to prevent it from happening, not to act when it happens.
I like the parent patrol idea, but I do say I feel like if there are parents who, you know, have weapons and, you know, they're licensed and trained to use them, I wouldn't mind them being able to carry those weapons either, Black Panther style.
Well, you know, in law, you can't carry. You can't, like, I can't carry my firearm around school.
If you're going to be part of the patrol of the school, and you're licensed to carry, I think you should be able to carry.
If people have a license to carry, I'm not saying that I'm against that. All I'm saying is that if everybody's arming up, and we think that is the sole way to solve the problem, my position is that is not the sole way to solve the problem, and it's not even the best way to solve the problem.
I agree with that.
But I'm not saying people shouldn't be armed up. I mean, I got people in my life that are in law enforcement. My son is a police officer, for God's sakes. So I get it and I understand it, but we can't outgun the guns.
All right, we got more with Senator Nina Turner when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Senator Nina Turner.
I feel like there's so many issues impacting America. I don't even know where to begin. Like, what's on your mind? Like,
well, I can't. One of the reasons why I'm here, and I'm so glad. I love you guys, and I'm always invited to come back home when I'm here. But I am a senior fellow at the New School Institute on race, power, and political economy, and it's led by one of the greatest stratification economists, Dr. Derek Hamilton. And we just had a seminar, a forum, just on Tuesday, and it was about the promises and the perils of black politics. And so that's very much on my mind, because we as a nation, especially our black leaders like Minister Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. are on record as defining the problem with white liberals, and that white liberals are a big threat to black liberation. But there is a group of people in our society that are let off the hook, and that's the black moderate. And I happen to believe that the black moderate is the biggest threat to true black liberation, because they are the gatekeepers in this society, in these political spaces, in these high places. And so the black community must have some more family barbecues, and we got to decide what we're going to do as a community, and stop continuing to be complicit in our own demise. I'm concerned that a segregationist governor is running the great state of Florida. I'm concerned that the things that we read about in history books, we are now reliving, and that the same spirit of like a Governor Faubus and all of those other segregationist governors and senators and reps and all, name them, they manifest through some of these people who are in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah, Strom Thurmond.
Yeah, Strom Thurmond's spirit is alive and well. Those are the kinds of things on my mind. It's on my mind that the people of East Palestine, a predominantly white community that voted over 70% for President Donald J. Trump, when a train derails in that working class and poor community, you got people like Joy Behar and all these other latte liberals saying they getting what they deserve because they voted for President Donald J. Trump. Doesn't every human being on this earth deserve clean water, clean air, clean food? And I don't give a damn who you voted for. They babies didn't vote for Donald J. Trump. We are becoming a heartless, not becoming, hell, we are another manifestation of who we are, a heartless nation. But just because that is the reality today doesn't mean it has to be the reality tomorrow. So one of the things we're working on at the New School is taking the academy, this is not just about it's not just about coming up with great ideas in the academy. It's how can they be applied? How can we have community engagement? And how can we push real public policy that lifts people and changes material conditions in real time? I'm like Fannie Lou Hamer right now, our elder, she's on the ancestral plane too. But aren't we all sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Absolutely. Yeah. I just don't know what to do.
I'm over it. We need a general strike in this country. We need to do what France is doing. We need to do what the people in Israel are doing against that ultra right wing government. We need to take to the streets and be willing to stay in them streets.
I think the major problem is most people don't care until it affects them personally, right?
That's right. So it's right.
And that's a sad thing. It's like, with everything that goes on, people will be like, oh, I'm outraged, and they'll look and they keep it moving, and then it doesn't affect them personally. Nobody makes a move, which is sad.
But they don't get it. It's always going to affect you. It may be a long distance from you. Remember when Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, what affects one directly affects us all indirectly. It's coming to your door, baby. Now, it may come to my door quicker, but it's coming to your door. It is a problem that we have obscene wealth in this country. That's a problem. It's a problem that people can't afford their health care. That is a problem. And so we have to get people to understand the connectivity of what it means to be a human being on this earth and how anything that happens to what happens over there happens over here eventually. And we need more leaders with the chutzpah to say it.
I feel like America ain't got no brake pads right now.
Oh.
And when you ain't got no brake pads, you a risk to yourself and you a risk to everybody else on the road. And I don't understand why elected officials don't see that. Eventually, you're going to be impacted by all of this stuff you're ignoring.
Because they don't give a damn, because they all comfy cozy. But now, they don't care.
I want to ask a question back to the presidency. What are your thoughts on the presidency and if he should run again? He hasn't announced if he is going to run again. And what are your thoughts on it?
If he want to run again, run. But I believe everybody should jump in that race. I'm glad to see Marianne Williams in there. Isn't it funny how people want you to have choice, but then they don't want you to have choice. They want you to make choices that they want. I mean, this is a republic, right? So anybody can run. The man don't own the office, and so whether it's him or Trump or whoever was in the office, even President Obama, people want to run. So I would never say, because I'm not an ageist. I mean, I hope I'm blessed enough to make it to my 80s.
Same.
If the man want to run, let him run, but other folks should jump into the race too. And so Mary Ann Williamson is in there for now. I hope other people jump in there. The water's just fine. Run.
My only problem is I feel like people start saying, well, he has the best chance of beating this person. I hate that conversation and that talk.
How do you know? The best chance means 4 people jumping out of a primary in 2020. People like Pete Buttigieg, Mayor, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg, who ain't showed up. He didn't even comment on East Palestine for 10 days.
That's right.
He had to be whipped into submission by the lever. Shout out to David Sirota. Shouting out some people today. But it's America, so we can't have it both ways. Either you believe that people should have choice and not just bodily autonomy choice when it comes to abortion, or you don't. Shouldn't they have choice when it comes to people on the ballot? He got the best chance because the system is going to make sure he got the best chance.
Just like they did in 2016.
2016 and 2020. Pete Buttigieg jumped out of the race. Amy Klobuchar, Harris, all of them jumped out of the race to give this man the best chance. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a fair fight. Y'all jumped out so that the candidate that y'all anointed, y'all being the system, could have the best chance. And here we are.
That's what happened in 2016 too, though, because it feels like the people got behind Bernie, but the DNC was like, nah.
They changed that thing. They manipulated the super delegates and all that. You remember we were at the Apollo.
That's
remember
right.
that?
Yep.
And Erica Gardner.
God bless the dead. Yep.
Oh my God. That's how far back. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So I want people to know, I mean, life is hard as hell right now. Chicken wings are cheaper than eggs. People got to work 2 and 3 jobs. That's not living. People got to stand up. You got to reclaim it. And so we can't lose hope, but we got to put some action behind that hope, some sweat equity behind that hope. And there are multiple ways to do it. You don't have to have an elected title to be the change you want to see in the world. Fannie Lou Hamer wasn't elected. Now, she did run for Congress, but she wasn't elected to office, and she shook up the president of the United States of America. That was Lyndon Baines Johnson. She started a new party, Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, her and white folks who were suffering. So there's always something you can do, but we cannot solely depend on elected leaders to do it, but we got to make a demand, and when you make a demand, there has to be consequences. So what I want the black people in particular, but American people all around. If you ain't got a sugar daddy, sugar mama, you in the working class. Now you may be in the upper echelons of it, baby. You work. You got to have a sugar somebody, a trust fund. If you don't have those things, your way of life is in peril. And imagine if we united against the ultra wealthy. And wealth is a beautiful thing. But when you got so few people to have so much and so many people to have so little, it's untenable. So we, the people, got to get up and take to the streets like they do in France, and take to the street and let them. In France, they cut off electricity and stuff. They let them know we ain't playing with you. Nurses, teachers, doctors got involved. People, they let them know we got to do that in the United States of America. There is nothing we cannot do if we willing to put a little extra on our ordinary and raise hell when the time comes, and not be timid, meek, or mild.
Yeah, you have it.
When it comes to securing a good life for people in this country.
Ooh, wow. Nina Turner.
Well, Senator Nina Turner, we appreciate you for joining us. You know you invited up here anytime you want to come on through.
I'm coming back in May.
Please, let's do it.
We'll be on TV too. We will be on BET and VH1. So
I love that. So, really. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. It's Senator Nina Turner. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's Friday, so you know what that means. Instead of the rumors, we do Pass the Aux.
Pass the Aux with DJ Nyla Simone.
That's when Nyla comes up here and puts us on the records that we should know, or the records just in her playlist. She goes back sometimes. She'll throw some De La Soul in there.
Yeah.
And today, what's on that Aux?
Well, it's funny because she in here with the fresh blowout. We're not on BET and VH1 yet, Nyla. Okay, you don't got
Which, by the way, congrats on that. That's really, really dope.
Word. Thank you.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you heading to Dreamville too, right?
I'm headed to Dreamville.
So you got to tell. Well, damn, we on vacation next week because it'd have been great to have her back up here and tell us what was going on.
I know, because it's Drake and Cole at the same time.
That's gonna be crazy.
Really gonna be a moment. Even Usher, since I didn't get to see Usher in Vegas, this is like my replacement for it. So I'm excited. And Dreamville is honestly one of my favorite festivals, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because J. Cole's your favorite rapper. You went to St. John's because it's J. Cole.
Yeah, all right. You don't gotta put out my.
For real?
Yeah, absolutely.
And she rode a city bike for 2 years because of J. Cole. Because she saw J. Cole on the city
But
bike.
now I got a scooter.
See? And she be going up to the projects listening to people rap.
Okay, now he's lying.
Queens?
Now he's lying. Everything was true up until the last part. That was cap. But so for Pass the Aux this week is this record from an artist named Eye Candy. She's actually from Florida, and she flipped the Booty Call.
Right.
Y'all remember the Booty Call?
This is Taylor, one of our producers' favorite record.
Is it?
That's what
How
she
you
played
know
at.
that?
She played it for you the other day. She
Yeah,
played
I
a piece
heard
of it.
It's tough. Can we get into it? Take it to the house.
Yeah.
Booty Call.
My, you can keep my ex. That's what she said, right?
No, f my ex. You can keep that.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I wasn't going to say that part.
Wow. Why your neck did like that, though?
You
Like, what
really
the hell?
felt that?
You turned to a sassy ass individual just now.
All right.
But and this is perfect for the summertime. But okay, next I'm gonna get into Joey Badass record. It's actually from his tape that dropped in July.
Okay.
But he just did a music video with his new girlfriend, and it's just really cute. And the record's called Show Me.
Salute to Joey Badass, man.
shout out to Joey Badass.
That 2000 project was one of my favorite projects of last year.
Really great project.
Absolutely.
Denzel Curry probably had the better project, but Joey's is up there.
Yeah, I mean, I had Joey in my top 5 albums of last year.
For rap, anyway.
For rap, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think Joey's a superstar, man.
I think Joey's dope.
Yeah,
he's great.
and the crazy part is I don't even think Joey has gotten to where he's actually going yet.
No.
Like I don't think he's had that moment yet.
Even in
You're
acting,
right.
he gets busy in acting.
Yep.
Like when I watch him act, sometimes I don't even see Joey Badass. I see the character,
So
which is
good.
he's supposed to, which is dope.
It's coming though. Like he's too consistent for him not to get that moment.
But
you
the
know?
resume is already crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So shout out to Joey. Love that. But right now we're going to take it to Texas. This is Big X The Plug, and the record is called Levels.
Sound like Kevin Gates a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of Kevin Gates, a little bit of the
Little-
baby, a little too.
Yeah, little Kevin Gates, a little
He's
baby.
from where? Dallas, right?
I don't know what part of Texas.
I think he's from Dallas. I think he's from Dallas.
That's dope. 3 tough picks, Nyla. 3 tough tunes.
So make sure you guys listen to them on the Pass the Aux playlist. You can get to it. It's on Apple Music. Somebody asked me to get it on Spotify, and I'll do that by the end of next week. But yeah, tap in Pass the Aux.
Okay, and you be safe out there.
Oh, and tell them about your show on Amazon and AMP Radio.
Yeah, and make sure you guys tap into my show. So I got a radio show on AMP, but you just got to download the AMP app. It's me and Gabe from On the Radar, and we play a lot of new music, and we just debate who we think is better or who had the better verse or whatever the case may be. And then Wednesday nights I go live on Twitch with Gabe also, and then Rob Markman and Speedy Norman, and we just debate hip hop. It's been an interesting past few weeks.
And
A lot of
Sunday-
we talked about the 50 Cent and Wayne debate. So we brought you up.
I saw that
there.
last night. They didn't want no smoke.
Yeah.
Everybody up there said Wayne will smoke 50.
It was unanimous.
Even the
too.
New Yorkers.
They should have invited me up there and we could have picked 20 songs.
But you know what? I got to put you on the phone with Tez because I had Cortez call in.
Saw that.
And Tez is like, it's ridiculous to say when Wayne has had billboards for the top 4 decades.
True. I think Cortez said he had a top 10 hit on Billboard over every decade for the last 4 decades.
Yes, and
that's insane.
He said out of just music, not just hip hop, Wayne has like the number 2 most Billboard hits.
Yep.
In music.
Out of all music.
But I think what people should know is when it comes to verses, and I think people know this, it's not about your hits. It's about the records that influence the culture the most.
And that's what Wayne wins.
Well, no, but
Are you insane?
But that's with 50. 50 hasn't had the most hits, but his records are. Put it like this, and as a DJ, you should know as a DJ, how many Wayne records you playing in the club on your set?
A lot. Maybe not up here because New York.
How many do you play? Which ones? Name them.
Wayne records.
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Officer.
The one with Gucci Man, FD, and
that's Steady Mobbing.
That's
Steady Mobbing.
Unstoppable. Everything that he got with Wayne. I mean, with Drake, you could play
all that Drake stuff. Like I was on a 24-hour
Ransom.
champagne diet. What are you talking about?
Money to Blow.
But I don't.
What happens?
When we don't play like
the block.
Nobody plays Miss Officer.
You play back that ass up every time you spin.
Right, back that ass up, and Wayne would never do that on the verses. Wayne would never do that on the verses. Because he only has 4 bars. Babble, wobble, we wobble, wobble, bobble,
bobble. But a lot of DJs play the hook and then you skip to Wayne's part.
He's not going to rap that part. And nobody plays Miss Officer prime time in the club.
What's the other one that they play?
Right.
No. What's the one they play in the club all the time where they be like, way more. Got that sample. Way more fly than you. They always play that in the club down south.
Right, but the records that she's saying, they're not playing at prime time in the club. They're playing that in the early
I named about 6 records that I know they're playing.
The only record that you said that they play prime time is Steady Mobbing with Gucci. Yes. They play that. They play. They'll play. Every what's the joint with every girl?
Every girl
in the world.
They play.
But they play so much Lil Wayne in the club that we don't even realize it.
Other one, Loyal. I ain't even looking. I'm about to look.
But now,
Loyal with Chris Brown.
If we go 50 Cent, you could play What Up Gangsta, prime time, right? You could play Shorty, It's Your Birthday, right?
Bruh,
you can play. You can play I Get Money. Those are 3 records. Those are 3
Out of Love.
When's the last time you played a million in the club? Hold on. When's the last time you played a million in the club?
No, it's because you keep saying how
Lollipop.
Why are we talking about the club when we're talking about
I'm just
verses?
talking about
We're talking
cultural
20 hits.
I'm talking about cultural records.
Envy.
Hate it or love it.
You know what somebody said last night? You know what somebody said last night on the rotation roundtable?
What?
They said, of course, this was a fan that tweeted this. They said, of course, Envy feels like that about 50. He's from Queens and he gets money with 50.
Oh,
shut up!
50's still my guy, yeah, absolutely.
That's what he said.
I'm Queens.
That's what he said. Because you were a DJ.
I'm the same
DJ
50. That said Clue better than Drama. Because Clue is my brother. That's who I am.
Well, you can be wrong. So you're wrong on both of those things.
I like you better than anybody else too.
I ain't from New York though, but you're right. Like me, anybody else.
If you put 20 to 20, I think it's gonna be a lot closer than people think.
No, that's not what you said.
I think gonna win. Y'all make it seem like
you made it
gonna
about
blow
the
50 out.
You made it about the club when Versus is not about.
No, I'm just saying cultural records.
I
don't talk about cultural
Wayne got
records.
mad cultural
but
records.
just like the Locks don't have the hits the Dipset has. Are we all in agreement?
Yes,
correct.
I agree with that.
But now, when it comes to verses, the Locks made records that are culturally big that I listen to more than Dipset.
And that's Wayne.
I'll say this, even
I love 50.
I think that's 50.
But that's Wayne, bro.
I think that's 50.
No, what is 50 doing? Lil Wayne does something like I'm a beast.
I mean, he can
I'm a beast. I'm a dog. I'm a beast. I'm a dog.
Yeah, I mean, you got so many records. Like the first album, you got 12 records on that album that you could play.
And that would be terrible.
Wayne got 3 Carters that he could play.
Wayne got 4 decades.
Hate It or Love It.
5 Carters. You got 3 that I would really.
You got Many Men. You got What Up Gangsta, Poor Little Rich. This is How You Rob. They got records.
One album, and I love 50. That one album is not going.
Rob at the Verses.
Listen, that one album is not.
We doing Miss Officer.
That one album does not compare to Lil Wayne's catalog, bro. And I love 50.
Mrs. Officer to How to Rob.
Nala, you said something on the show last night that was real. I thought was real dope. You said that we mistake impact for catalog or something like that.
Let's do this next week. Next week, you come up early, right?
She's not here next week.
No, the week after that, you come up early. You play how many records? We do 7 because we ain't got time to 20. You play 7 Wayne records and I'll play 750 records. And we say which one's are bigger.
Bro, all you're going to do is play Get Rich or Die Trying, and you're going to get smoked.
I'm not going to get smoked.
And matter of fact, let me pick
I'm
the
not gonna get smoked.
let me pick the record.
No,
Envy will have you sounding crazy.
No. You pick 7, I pick 7.
I got you. 7 Wayne joints is easy.
When we come back
from vacation.
Yes, versus.
Pass the aux versus.
Pass the aux versus.
Now the verse
Done.
Envy.
Done.
I love it.
Done.
And now the loser got to do something like push-ups or something. We got to do something.
Let's do planks. I'm better at a plank.
You better. Now she's better in the rules. But we gonna do that when we come
I
back.
get to sit on your back, Envy.
You're not sitting on my back.
No,
They need to
if
make
you
it harder.
lose, you do the play. I gotta push you, make it harder.
Wait.
What?
Oh my.
No,
All right.
I'm saying.
All right. The People's Choice Mix is up next. This always goes left. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Afro Nation, the world's biggest Afro Beats festival, takes place in Miami at Lone Depot Park on May 27th and May 28th with Burna Boy, WizKid, and more. For more information, visit usa.afronation.com. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
We got the brother Rip Michaels. Rip, what up?
Man, I'm excited to be here, man. We got the same color jacket, but yours is real and mine isn't. That's just
They said that you was down. You know, they said that you were taking your COVID test and you would take it too long, but you said somebody left you downstairs. You can't say that person's name because we can
I was
say his
downstairs
name
for a
right
minute,
now.
man. I was downstairs for a minute. I started to sell waters and candy bars. Like the kids on the train, I was down there so long. I was like, I need another job because this ain't working. I got to get more famous. That's what I feel like. I was downstairs so long. I was like, Rip, you're not famous enough yet. That's what it is.
I think, Rip, man, I was gonna ask, like, is there anybody in the comedy world making more money than you off promoting right now?
I don't really do it out for promoting. I do it because I was selling out stuff by myself. Okay. And I was like, instead of being selfish, I started bringing my friends along. I was like, why am I just doing this theater? Why don't I just involve people that don't do theaters and don't do arenas? And that's where that started from. It wasn't even like I was trying to promote it. I was just trying to open my platform for people.
Wow. Rip, wow.
You did the first one. You did the one we did way out in Westbury.
Yeah, damn. You're right.
I was going to ask you, Rip. So for y'all that don't know, Rip is he's been putting on these shows for a long time. He's been hosting my podcast. We've been doing shows together. We just came off a tour. We did the Fall Back in Love comedy tour, which was Little Duval. It was Monica, Mario, Jacquees, August Alsina, and Trey Songz. You've been mixing a lot of that. I wanted to ask. I was talking to somebody today, right? Why do I feel like people don't necessarily give you the support and love that you should have for doing all the stuff? And why don't I feel like people don't F with you the same as other comedians?
That's a good question. I have no reason or understanding why that is either. Like, I just don't think people realize that it's actually me doing it. Mm-hmm. I think that people think that deep down it's some other group or I'm just selling shows, but it's actually me. Mm-hmm. Like, when I started Wild Out, that was actually in Queens at Amazon with 1,500 people when I took my credit card, maxed it out, and sold my car just to get that off the ground. And I think people don't realize that. I think that they don't understand that it's actually me out here doing it. I used to promote it with my daughter. She used to be giving out the flyers and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's how it started.
But they gotta mess with you. They gotta mess with you because think about the lineups you be having.
Yeah.
If people didn't like you or didn't trust you, they wouldn't go on the road with you.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I think that it's turning over to be that. Mm-hmm. I really do start, especially with Fall Back in Love. I think people starting to realize that because no one in the country is putting on shows and selling them out in 3 weeks. Like me, Envy will tell you, we put Fall Back on Love, and we're going against everybody. We going against you talking about Straight Jokes No Chaser. We on the same weekend as Future, and we're doing bigger numbers than they are with only 3 weeks of promotion.
Wow. And who's in New York? You got Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, it's the April Fool's Day comedy show.
Mm-hmm. Tiffany Haddish, The Baby, Bill Bellamy, Donnell Rawlings, HaHa Davis, Faison Love, Emmanuel Hudson, Conceited, Adele Givens. Sound like somebody messed with you to me, Rip. I don't know what you're
I got The Baby and Bobby Smurda too. So
that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't even understand that.
I just got on the phone. I called all my friends that I know, and I was like, "Hey, let's do this." And we put that show on sale 2 weeks ago.
Wow,
2 weeks ago.
Sold out?
Not yet, but we definitely gonna hit that. We definitely gonna do 15,000. I mean, we sold out the Garden, and I still got that record from 23 days, and I did it in a circle and did 20,000 people in 23 days.
Wow.
Now you were in the middle of the Tory Lanez, August Alsina slap fest.
Why did I feel like that was coming? I knew that was coming.
Not because they said some things about you, and you were upset about it for a while.
First of all, to refute, that is not true. That you can see that there's a real Fall Back in Love. You can attest to that too, because I heard him come up here and say, "Oh, there is no tour. There was just one-off date that he did." Remember that he was saying all that nonsense. So no, we took Tory off of the tour because of his behavior. And as you can see, he's actually on his own tour with R. Kelly that they got coming up, and I think that's gonna be crazy.
You gotta stop
behind the bars.
That's crazy.
Jesus. So I see he had bigger things to do. too. So that's
Jesus Christ.
What, too far? Did I go too far?
What was his behavior like?
Too far.
We all know Tory Lanez. I think you know Tory to just be absolutely Tory Lanez. I think that's the best way to describe it. I think he shot his shot with Meg, and he's just.
This guy just doesn't stop. This guy doesn't stop, man.
I'm sorry, did I go too far? I just gonna be myself, man. I just gotta be myself. Y'all was watching Linnell's OnlyFans, so I figured,
You said Linnell's OnlyFans.
Yeah, because you was talking about that you want to see the elephant ears with brown sugar, collard green juice, or whatever the hell you was talking about.
Jesus Christ.
And you gonna be on seasons 19 and 20 of Wildin' Out. That's another.
Yes.
Nick Cannon definitely rocks with you.
Yes.
You used to write on Nick Cannon's daytime talk show as well.
Yep, head writer for that. That actually started because I was writing when he hosted for Wendy, and they offered, that's such a cool dude, they offered him Wendy's spot, and he said no. And we both turned it down and then turned it into his own huge talk show.
Wow.
He was on it for a couple times too, right?
I was definitely on it a couple of times. That's what I'm saying. People mess with Rip in a real way. Maybe Rip just want the underdog status. You know what I mean? To keep people off him. But people rock with Rip.
Who would you say, Envy?
I don't think so.
See?
God damn.
No. I really don't think so. Because, what Rip has done for the culture, I think if this would have been any other comedian, I think it would be giving him more accolades. Like, we talk about some of the stuff, like he sells out venues, not small theaters, not small clubs. He sells out arenas. Like, I was talking to Lil Duval. Lil Duval was like, yo, Envy, why do you DJ so much? Why do you DJ like you broke? And I'm like, this is fun. We do this with Rip. Me and Rip do it, and we're DJing in front of 25,000 people. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's all family involved, but he does this every city, and not just the big cities, the New Yorks and the LAs. Like, he's going to, shout to Detroit, what up, Doe? He's going to Dallas, he's going to Houston, he's going to San Francisco, he's going to Oakland, he's going to the Carolinas. So he's bringing that to all these places, but he's selling out, and everybody's having a good time. I just feel like more people should be like, damn, he's doing that, because I don't see any comedian doing that on their own and putting up their own money.
I wonder if people know. I mean, we know because we in the business. I wonder how many people actually know. It ain't like you out here like Don King or Diddy all up in the video. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Dancing in the video, taking it. We on stage with everybody. No, I don't think I don't put it out there like that, to be totally honest. I don't put it out there. I all make it about the show and for the fans, and I make it about the culture and us actually showing that we can do these numbers. Because I mean, to be totally honest, probably the only minority that's out here doing these type of numbers. And that's the first time you ever seen R&B and comedy put together. That's something that was just revolutionary. And people were like, how is this game gonna work? And then I take people that's probably not gonna be on tour at the time. I take people with that got things going on in their community. I'll be like, no, I still gonna rock with you. Like, I put Trey on when Trey was going through all this stuff. Tiffany, this is her first time coming back since she's been going through all her stuff. The baby, I put him on because he's been going through all this stuff. This is the first time he's doing.
I think you do that because you get a cheaper price. That's why I think.
No, I really don't. I really don't get a cheaper price. I just feel like, you know what? I'm a fan, number one, and I think that I'm gonna open up my platform because I think they mess with you. I think that's gonna be dope.
Well, don't forget, get your tickets April 1st. Of course, it's at the Barclays Center. Get them early. There's still some tickets available. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's music, it's comedy, and it's going to be a lot of jokes and a lot of laughs.
Where they get the tickets for the April Fool's comedy show?
At Ticketmaster.com, and it's going to be crazy. You should come this year. I know you don't come to none of my shows no more. You stopped coming.
I didn't ever say that.
Yes, you did.
You said that?
Hey, Alexa, play back when...
My goodness. All right. Well, there you have it. It's Rip Michaels. It's the Breakfast Club. This Saturday, make sure you get your tickets for the April Fool's Day comedy show, the Barclays Center, and we can't wait to see you guys. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. All right, now, shout to Rip Michael, shout to Tiana Taylor, and shout to Senator Nina Turner for joining us this morning.
We had a big pack show today, man.
That's right, and I just want to remind you guys, my car show, of course, is going down May 28th in Memphis. If you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. Celebrity cars, exotic cars, old school cars. We're going to have amusement rides and jumpies for the kids, food trucks, vendors. Kids 5 and under are free, so come on out. It's going to be a safe event. We're going to have just a family fun day, so I can't wait to see you guys, and that's May 28th in Memphis. Now, Charlamagne, you heading to Atlanta shortly, right?
I'm not heading to Atlanta shortly, but next month we'll be in Atlanta.
That's what I mean.
April 22nd. for the first ever Black Effect Podcast Festival happening at Pullman Yards in Atlanta, hosted by me and my good sister Just Hilarious. We got some of your favorite podcasts hitting that stage, like the 85 South Show, Horrible Decisions, Reasonably Shady, Checking In with Michelle Williams, and a whole lot more. We got the Black Effect Marketplace, where a lot of local businesses in Atlanta will be set up, and we'll have merchandise from a lot of your favorite podcasts, man. So go to eventbrite.com right now and get your tickets, and go to blackeffect.com for more information, okay? On the first ever Black Effect Podcast Festival, April 22nd in Atlanta. Woo, 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 woo.
Now give us a positive note.
Listen, man, the positive note is simply this. I want all of y'all to think about this on this fine Friday going into the weekend. Next week is spring break for us, so we will not be here, y'all. Okay, we are going on our spring break vacation. So if you have spring break as well, I just want you to think about this, man. Sometimes deciding who you are is deciding who you'll never be again.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?